Hi guys, Matt from Finatics here, and I've got another big order to unbox. And yes, I said big order this week. We're restocking up. I've got 16 empty tanks I need to fill, and so I went kind of nuts. Anything that looked like I hadn't had it for a while or I was out, we grabbed it. First thing out of the box, I've got 4 Tiger Oscars. Pretty good too. Nice size on those guys. They'll be the $10 Oscars. Next up, those money rainbows with some great colors on these guys. Paid a little more for these guys. They're not the cheap ones we had last year, but I got great colors. So pretty happy to offer those guys. You know I love rainbows. We have Corydoris trilineatus, also called a Julie cory. Sometimes called a reticulated cory as well, and that's where I got goofed up here. We can always use a few more trilineatus, but I was looking for another one called Sodalis that gets called reticulated. I need to look at my scientific names a little closer. Next guy up is a Pleco. Oh, I love these guys. This is L48 Golden Cloud Pleco. The larger Pleco gets up to about 10 inches. Good for your cichlid tanks because he's big enough to hold his own, but actually a good algae eater. So good choice for a nice fancy Pleco for a little more aggressive tank. Doesn't have to be an aggressive tank. They just will survive that. Wow, let's get you jumping. Got a batch of Millennium Rainbows in. Again, love my rainbows. Millenniums are the bright red guys. Nice big fish there. The males look pretty good. Oh, we got another Oscar. This is a lemon peel Oscar. He's got some black on the fins. Let's see if all that stays in as he settles in. But again, your lemon or lemon peel Oscar there. Next one up. Guppies. Keep getting asked what do we got coming in for guppies. I get just about everything I can find. These are Flamingo male guppies. I ordered some females on this group too. Hopefully they come in good. They'll be assorted. Let's see how those are. This is Gobies. Haven't had any Gobies in for a while. These are the blue neon goby, or Atropurpurus, I believe is scientific. They're a Stiphodon goby. Love the Stiphodon gobies. Lots and lots and lots of different types, so not that many available in the hobby. More plecos. Oh, I like these guys. These are called a bola pleco. Similar to spotted tiger that I have, but these are the LDA 30 bola pleco. Nice size on those guys. Good price on them too. Alright, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. We got another duplex box. A bunch of fish here. Box number 2, kind of 3, but we'll call it 2. And there we go. Let's see, Alestis Tetras. Sold out my group last week. They're on the Tetra special. Super cool African Tetra. I haven't met an African Tetra yet that I don't like, so what can I say? Super cool silvery fish. On the opposite scale, these are teeny tiny little fish. These are Bumble Bee Autos. Sold out our last batch. These are, in my experience, one of the hardier of your fancy autos. Some of the fancy autos can be pretty hard to keep. I wonder if it's just a shipping issue with them. I've had good luck with those guys. Got another batch in for you. These, I get these every once in a while. Super beautiful fish. It's called a red arc pencilfish. There's a couple other common names for them. Got super bright, unreal colors on these guys when they color up. You can see the males in the bag. Pencils, again, kind of an aggressive schooling fish. I mean, for their size, kind of aggressive. You gotta get them in the right spot, and they're aggressive with each other, so you need a lot of space in a big group to make those guys happy with just a few. They said tiny on the green neons. They weren't kidding. They'll be on the Tetra special. Super cool, little tiny green neons. Of course, green neons are green neons because they're blue. The line is longer than the standard neons. Don't ask me why they call that green. More Tetras for the special. These are yellow Congos. I've been out of these for quite a while. Again, those African Tetras, I just love them. The gold Congos look like nothing in the bag, but when they hit the light right, the males have a blue flash on the top. Super, super cool fish. couple, well, this one's a fancy. This is a double half moon. I told my salesman, pick me out somebody that blows you away, and that's just who they came up with. Looks like a rosette on his tail, the black tipping. Super cool dude. That's a super half moon. This is just another blue veil. Apparently, blue veils was where it was at this week on Bettas. This guy is one of the, looks like a samurais. They had a different name for this. I'll get the name on the video. It's one of those black plecots with a silvery top. It's almost a blue silver though. That's a cool fish. So a couple of really cool, interesting, fancier male bettas this week. Another red, almost a pink veil tail there. Let's see what else we got here. Gold Rams. So they had these listed as extra large and huge gold rams, and they're not kidding. These guys are big. They're going to cost a little more than we normally charge for rams, but that is a big ram. Beautiful gold rams on the huge side. Yellow Congos. Oh, that's another bag of the yellow Congos. Apparently they want to split that group in two. Appreciate that. So they ship better. Plain Grammies. Somebody had ordered these, so I went ahead and got a group of them. Another inexpensive Grammy in the 2-spot group. Big guys. Those guys get 5 inches or more. I've seen them up to 9. More cories, because you know, a box isn't complete without cories. These are very large pygmy cories. It's not unusual for them to come in half that size. That's really good size on that, which means survivability ought to be pretty darn good for those guys. And those are pygmy cories. That's it for that half of the box. Let's see if I can get the other half to come out of here. More guppies. Promised you female guppies. They look good in the bag. Let's see how they tank. Always extra cautious with assorted guppies to make sure that they don't come in with columnaris or anything like that that'll cause you trouble. So we quarantine a little extra long on those guys. We'll know by the end of the week whether or not those are going to be ready to go home. Okay, oh, they put the scientific name. These are Checkerboard Cichlids. Nice size on these. They had a new genus on there. I'm going to do a little research and see if they've changed, well, not genus, it was species actually. I was expecting filamentosa, but these guys, they're either a relative or a new name for an old favorite, the Checkerboard Cichlid. Alrighty, let's give this another shot. This has been a day of interruptions, but we're going to get this video done. Next thing out of the bag, I've got Cory Atropersonatus. As I like to say, the Cory with personality. Atropersonatus, you see what I did there. Anyway, favorite little Cory there, little polka dot Cory they call those. And next up we have some more platies. These were sunset platies. Yeah, that's right, I got 3 different types of platies in. How weird. Finatics now has platies. You can tell anybody that asks it, yes indeed, we have platies. Assorted mystery snails. I got lazy and just got the assorted batch, but there's some blues, some browns, purples, golds, maybe, I don't see any ivories in there, but good amount of blues. Next up we have, these are Calico Raukens Mollies. I like those. Those are pretty. There's black spots in them, good leer tails. Really happy with the last couple batches of Mollies we've got in. Got some local ones too, so we are into live bears again. And remember, our live bears are on the special as well. Bolivian Rams, nice and fat on these guys. It's not uncommon for these guys to come in kind of solid and then stay that way, but these guys look real nice and chubby, just the way we like them. And one more bag hiding in the bottom here. We have, these are nice Geophagus or Earth Eater. And they called it, well, they had some weird name on them. They're cousin to the Syrianum earth eater or the red stripe. They're from a different river, so they call them Mollies or something like that. I'll get the name on the video so that you can look them up. Another variant on a nice earth eater. And that's it for box number, what do we call it, 2 or 3 or 4? I don't know. Into that box. Here we go for the next box. We're going to go with box number 5. Because those were like doubles, so I'm going to go with 5. And believe it or not, we have more after this. This is a big order, I told you guys. With the cart here, you can't see the stacks. We're hiding. Let's see. Pineapple Swordtails. Again, we're in the live bears again. Getting good quality live bears the last couple weeks, and this is no exception. Nice looking pineapple swords on the special. Red swords. These are a little more orange than the brick red guys, but really nice looking fish. Good looking swordtails. Nice long swords on the males. Next up we have Face Day. These are the true red terrors, or red terrace, if you will. Not a bad size on a couple of those guys. Full inch red terrors. Crazy about those is how the females end up being the real bright ones. Oh, ain't you pretty? Got puffers today. This is a dragon puffer. We had one of these some time ago. This guy is a lot bigger than the last ones we got. This is, again, the dragon puffer, or they call him a humpback puffer. Pretty shy little guys. They live in a cave, but just gorgeous. Got a beautiful pattern on their belly. Really neat puffer. Of course, you know, what puffer isn't neat? A whole batch of common autos. We've been going through autos here pretty quick, so we got to keep a good stock on those. Not a moment too soon, so I think I sold the last ones yesterday. And Great Cox Rainbows. Just a tiny bit more for these guys, hoping they're a little bigger than our last batch. I see some nice males in there. Good looking fish. I didn't pay so much more for them that I got to raise your price. Just I won't make any money on them, but that's cool. I got Precox Rainbows for y'all. Again, the Neon Dwarf Rainbow. These are gold grommies. I figure as long as I was getting blue grommies and opaline grommies, we should have some gold grommies too. I've been remiss about those. They're a little challenging to find the right community for them, but if you're doing a grommy tank and ready for a 5 to 7 inch fish, they're real fun fish to own. These guys here are so cute. These are the Bumble Bee puffer, or they'll call them the South American puffer, or they got so many different names, but super cool little puffer. I always get these whenever I can pick them up. It's been a while since they've been through. So we're able to get a couple different types of puffers this week. Super cool. And let's see, zebra eels. So many different types of African and Asiatic eels. It's always hard to tell when you get a common name what they're going to be. Always look at the genus on these guys, because if they're the genus that the fire eels are in, then it's going to be a big fish, you know, 2-3 feet and aggressive. These guys come from the genus that the peacock eels are in. And those are a lot less aggressive, typically. Every once in a while you get surprised. But I've had these before, and they're not aggressive, and they only get about a foot. So good for a community tank. That's it for this box, guys. We got another box loaded up here in a second. All right, last box here. It's a big box. Let's see what we got. All right, first thing up, we have more barbs. We totally did a restock on barbs this week. These are long-finned Rosy barbs. Nice big fellas. Look real good. And some angels. It's a restock on small marble angels. Good size on some of these guys. Nice long fins too. Those guys are a sweet deal. Get in on that. More crabs. Just keep going through crabs like crazy. These are the fiddler crabs. Great for a meal or great for a pet. Ordered neorites this week. I have 2 bags. Let's see if I get 2 bags. Yeah, I do. Here's 2 bags of neorites. These look like, yeah, those are the stripy ones. I was asking guys if you want spots or stripes. So these are the stripes, zebras. And then here's the spots right here, hopefully. Yeah. A little more variability in these guys. From everything I can tell on nearite, see how that guy's got kind of a zigzaggy pattern, and that guy's more spotted. My understanding on nearites is there's literally hundreds of different species of nearite, many of which look awful similar. CPDs, Celestial Pearl Danios. We're getting a little low on those guys, and we can't have that, so brought in a whole nother batch of Celestial Pearl Danios, nice and big and fat. These are small angels, oh my goodness. These are a cobalt angel, something a little bit special. Paid a little extra for them, even though they're real tiny. But we'll have to put some size on those, boy, those are tiny. Next thing out of the bag, we have some guppies. These are the Japanese blue-tailed guppies. I haven't been able to get those last couple weeks, so we've been out, but I got a new batch of those guys in. Go with those other guppies we got this week. And cories, these are Panda Quarries. Nice big size on these. Sold almost completely out of those last week as well, so can't be out of Panda Quarries, any kind of quarries, but Panda Quarries. Gotta have those. We had a couple of special orders. These are crown tail female Bettas. And somebody had asked me for one. They didn't say which color they wanted, so we got a few. Looks like that one's a blue with red, and that one's yellow with pink. A little variety. Anyway, crown tail female Bettas. And here's some more female Bettas. These are just your veils, but nice color varieties there. I don't know if you can pick those up in the video at all. We'll get some side light videos so you can actually see what these guys look like. Gals, I should say. I haven't had female Bettas for just a little while, so good time to pick those up. And let's see, black ruby barbs. That guy's swimming upside down, that can't be good. Yeah, looks like that batch is a little bit suspect. We'll see if we can get that cleaned up. I wouldn't count on those guys for this week. Maybe we'll get them cleaned up for next week. Alrighty, let's see if we can get through this last bag. These are Swordtails. Calico Swordtails. Fat bellies on most of them. A couple of them look a little wonky here. Looks like we'll have to work on some of these guys too. A couple of these bags are a little bit wonky. We'll be working on them, so they might not come off quarantine right away. But sometimes that happens. We'll take care of them, get them ready to go here. Can't wait until we're into the new building, and we'll be able to do this in a back room, and we won't get interruptions every 10 minutes. But that won't come through on the video. You guys will get one seamless video. Thanks so much for hanging in there. We'll see you again soon. Well, this week's video has turned into a bit of an odyssey. We lost some footage, we got interrupted over and over again, but in the spirit of trying to get you guys the absolute best quality video I can, here we go for another try. I'm going to pick up everything that we got in private party, or at least everything I can remember, and also pick up the things that we managed to lose. So starting right here, we've got some angels. We saw some footage of some of these guys. Those came in on the order last week, but I also got some medium angels from a local breeder, and also some small ones from that same fella. Those guys look great. The mediums are running $10, the small ones are $7. These are green tiger barbs. They came in at $3 a piece, I believe, and they are on the Barb special, the buy 3 or more and get the 4th one free, or 25% off of 4 or more. Next we have clown barbs. Clown barbs are super cool, larger barb. These guys are $6, but they're also part of the Barb special. Buy 4 or more and get 25% off. These are checker barbs. I'm a big fan of little checker barbs. They're not a very big fish. They stay small like a cherry barb, maybe slightly bigger. Pretty innocuous, don't cause trouble. You can do them in a community tank. You see there's a difference in color between the boys and girls a little bit. Just a neat little fish. Again, a $3 barb that are on the special. Buy 4 or more and you'll get 25% off. Also in our barb restock this week, we got more gold barbs. Nice big batch of these guys. Another bigger barb up to about 3 inches. Another inexpensive barb. They're $3 a piece. Again, if you get a group of 4 or more, we'll give you 25% off this week. Actually, next week too, and through the until we get moved into our new place. More cory we brought in this week. These are Lacumulus, or false spotted cories. Another nice hooded cory. Not particularly expensive. They run $6 on these guys. Nice looking, really dark spotted cory. This is a Farlawella twig cat. Super cool little algae eating fish. They're in the Loricariid family, but not quite a pleco. They got a nice sucker disc mouth. Not a particularly expensive guy. Usually these guys run about 10 bucks, and yeah, that's what they are right now. They get, probably 6-8 inches. Eventually these guys are only in the 4-inch range maybe, but don't get particularly heavy like your big plecos. A nice alternative to a pleco for your algae eating fish. Brought in some Calico Raukens this week. They're little guys, just 7 bucks on these guys. Sold half of them already, but still got a couple of them laying around. So if you want to check these guys out for 7 bucks. Also, we've got clearance going on the rest of our pond fish. So we've got some big comets and one koi left out there. Help me out, clear me out of the last of my pond fish. Got a great group of shrimp in this week. Here are our red cherry shrimp. Nice bright red on these guys. Got a big batch. Full stock on cherry shrimp. They're still $3. Blue shrimp. Still got several of these guys. In fact, we even have some babies rising up on these. Brought in a whole nother batch of them. They're $6 on the blue shrimp. Also brought in another batch of Amano shrimp. Seems like I bring in Amano shrimps every week. And every week I'm about out by the time it's time to do videos. Super cool algae eating shrimp. Absolutely necessary for your planted tank. Eats that stringy hair algae. At just 3 bucks, they're definitely a must for your shrimp tank. In this tank I've got an odd group of guys. These are jelly bean shrimp that we got in from a local breeder. Some of them came out kind of a red-brown, some of them are still pretty dark blue. They're a mixed neocoridna, and we're doing these guys along with the powder blues that we still got a couple left at just $3 for what they call the jelly bean shrimp. Also got in a new batch of orange shrimp. Got some new babies in this tank too. Orange shrimp run $5. And we got ghost shrimp. Nice big batch of these guys. So you can see them at all. They are. They're ghosts. They disappear. Of course, ghost shrimp are $1 a piece, or if you pre-order 50 of them, they'll do them at half price or 50 cents a piece on a group of 50 or more. And a special treat from my local connection this week. These guys are extra large angels. 2 of them are the leopard types. Like that. One's a silver bar, real pretty fella. And that guy's pretty special. He's looks like a blue panoy, but I love that 3 stripes he's got. Very individual on all of these guys. I've been having a hard time getting extra large angels, so I would snap these up if that's what you're after. At just $18, these guys are a great find and a great steal. Another little coup I got in this week is I got a big bunch of guppy grass. I have a heck of a time growing that here in the shop for some reason. At home it grows like crazy, but mine at home's got a little bit of smut in it that I haven't been able to separate out. This batch that I got in goes for $5 for a handful of it. Great for your breeding grass. That's why we call it guppy grass. And certainly something that you'll probably want to pick up and get propagating yourself. It's been a bit of an odyssey to put together this week's video. A whole lot of fish and a lot more coming. Stay tuned and keep track because we got all kind of things on the horizon. So excited to start ramping up for our new space. We heard from our architect that he's going to have the drawings done midweek this week. So that means hopefully 2 weeks from today we'll hear back from the city, and if they like what they see, we'll be back on track to start doing our construction over there. A whole lot of ways to say we're making progress, but we still don't know when we'll be into the new space. But super excited. See you soon.